With Quickset, there's a few different ways of doing window rebates. So we'll show you the first way now, which is essentially taking your timber rebate, taking your screws, putting it directly behind the product, screwing straight through the foam board into your window rebate. As simple as that. What you need to bear in mind is whatever the width of your rebate is on the plan, you'll have to narrow up your product, your window rebate by the 16mm of the foam board. But once you do that, you put your rebate on, you face screw it. Once the concrete is in and gone off, then you pop your rebates out, and then you're able to cut the face of this foam to reveal the rebate. You can do that with a jigsaw or an angle grinder. Now, this method is really handy for any rebates up to 25mm deep. So what I mean by that, 25mm deep. Now the reason being, if I look at a side profile of the 305 board, you've got 25mm of foam here. So basically what that means is once you screw that 25mm rebate in and you cut through the face, you're only cutting through foam. So after 25mm deep on a 305 foundation, you start getting into the aluminium. So what I mean by that is if I take a 45mm deep rebate, we hold that like that, you look at the side profile, you basically got aluminium and foam. So though you can still cut through it with a grinder, it's a little bit harder. So there's another way of approaching this size rebate, which we'll show you in the next video. But for now, looking at this 25mm rebate on a 305 board, screw fixing makes it nice and solid. Cutting out after the fact is nice and simple and straightforward. Now, if this foundation was a 320, so for example, 320mm high, so this is a piece of product that's 320mm high. So as you can see, it's a little bit higher than 305. So on a 320mm formwork, you've actually got a lot more foam at the top of the system. So essentially the back rail is in the same place as a 305mm foundation, but you've got 15mm of foam up here to give you the slightly bigger foundation. So in that situation, you can go right to 40 to 45mm deep. So for example, if I hold that timber there, I'm just at the top of the aluminium. So on a 320mm foundation, we can take a 45mm deep piece of timber, we can screw fix it to the face like I just showed you before, and then you can cut it out quite easily after the fact once the concrete goes off. Now, these two techniques are awesome. If you're only cutting through foam, bear in mind, anything deeper, you get into the aluminium rail, and the best way to approach that is with a rip saw, which I'll show you in the next video.